Are you ready for your next monologue? Today we're gonna work with a rich and famous monologue. It's about a person getting interviewed, and maybe this person shares a little bit more than the host expected. If you are a new actor, don't worry, I will walk you through my process of working with a monologue, which is a process, not the process. And if you are an experienced actor, maybe it will be fun or maybe even inspiring to dive into somebody else's process. And today we're going to start with a simple cold read, which I like to just analyze the text. Then we're going to go into Stanislavski's 7 W's. And I usually start working with number 1 and 4 till 7, and then go back to question 2 and 3. And after the questions, I will give it my absolutely best shot to give life to this character and perform the monologue. And to conclude with, I will share my takeaways from working with this monologue. But I don't want to waste your time anymore, so let's dive right into it. Okay, so when starting to work with text, cold reading is a very important step for me, at least, trying to figure out what the text is about, what it gives me, just naturally by reading the text. So let's start. Scene description. Person A is being interviewed after achieving a major breakthrough in his or her career. Well, that's a very broad description. We know that we're in an interview situation and that we haven't had a major breakthrough, but it doesn't state in what field. So that is a character choice that you can make, or that I will make. And in this case, I think I'm gonna go with acting because, well, I am an actor, so that is very easy for me to put myself into that situation. Anyhow, it's not stated in the text. I will continue with the text. Well, let's just read the text and see what it says. What's the best thing about being rich and successful? Well, that's a funny question. I'm not. Well, I guess that I am now. Okay, so the thing is, you might expect me to say that the best thing about being rich is the fact that you can buy whatever you want and go wherever you want to be. But the truth is, I do not feel rich. And it's not because I don't have a lot of money. I do have a lot of money, a crazy amount really. But the fact is that I'm just now starting to realize that I'll probably never again will have to worry about how to pay my bills. Never worry about my kids, my mom being provided for. Now, that's freedom. So for me, that's probably the best thing about being rich. Okay, so it's not stated in the text what his breakthrough is, what the success is, his or hers. So that's something that you can make a choice about, and I think that's mostly for you, because it's not important for the text. However, we have some interesting and nice clues. First of all, he thinks it's funny to be seen as successful, so this person probably do not see himself or herself as successful, but still acknowledging the fact that in other people's eyes, this person indeed is successful, at least now. Listening to the text, it's a lot about money or the sense of security and the relationship to money, according to me. And I'm the one who wrote the text, so in this case, I know that's the fact, but you could make your own assumptions because it's not really stated. But the person do not feel rich. There's a hint realizing that I'll probably never again will have to worry about how to pay my bills. This person have been worrying about money and now realizing that this is not going to be the case anymore is a relief. It's a freedom. So the money is in itself is not important to this character, according to the read, because according to my interpretation of the read, because when he says it's not about buying things or going wherever you want, money has not played that part in this person's life yet, but paying bills has, and worry around money has. So those are some clues. And you can make, and I will use this information when I build my character around this text. And if you want to try to make your own interpretation of the text, see what you can find. If you see the same clues that I do, or if there's something else hidden in the text that could make it even more interesting that I missed, please leave the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts about my work and how to improve it. But I think this can be a really nice and interesting monologue for practice. And we'll get to my interpretation very soon. And next we'll just go for the 7 V's of Stanislavski and see how I can build my character with this information and what I might have to add and how the circumstance will affect my performance later on. Okay, so let's start with Stanislavski's 7 Vs, and we start with the first question. Who am I? It's not stated in the text. It's obvious that I have had a breakthrough. In what way is not stated. I will assume that this character is the same age as I am, 33-year-old, and it's going to be an actor who had a big break with a big movie, and this is an interview about the movie. I think that's what it's going to be about. I am straight, and I have a history of a problematic relationship with money, and I worry about my mom, it's in the text at least, and I have kids, so I'm a father, or at least thinking about having kids. But I think I have kids because it says never worry about my kids. So I think that's enough of information to build a character on, so let's just stay there, because you just need to, or I believe that I just need to know about this. I shall not think about this during the scene, but it's good to know. What do I want? And I want to present myself in a respectable way and promote my movie and my career and make a good impression. I want to stay connected. I want to stay human, even though I've just achieved a major breakthrough. Famousness, or being famous, has not gone to my head yet, I believe. And I want to portray a character who's grounded, who believes in himself and his values, and do not want media or fame to change him. So it's very broad why I realize, or what do I want. So I think I need to narrow that down a little bit, but that's the bigger question. So what do I want as a character? I want to make a successful interview. That's easy, that's more clear. The other things are maybe more about who I am, actually. And now that I stated it, it will be in my unconscious mind, and probably color my performance later on. Why do I want it? Well, why do I want to make a successful interview? Well, probably because I want to promote my film. I want to give a good image of myself as well, both as a private person and a professional. And I think that is enough for why. No, it's not. It's not enough, because it's stated in the text. He worries about money. He wants to create securities, and this interview will help launch my career. It will keep my career going and growing. And the reason I want that is probably because I love my craft, acting. If it would have been another craft than acting, or anything, if you had a major breakthrough, you need to love your job. So that's probably a part of the why. But I also think he wants to create security, or maybe not, because it's a second thought to him. The craft is probably his biggest motivation. So he wants to. Why do he want to make a great interview? He wants to make a great interview because he loves his craft. He loves the movie he just made. He wants to make a great interview so people can see the movie he just made. I think that's clear enough. Yeah, let's go with that. He wants to make a great interview because he wants people to see his movie and make a good impression. Yeah, that's good why. According to me, if you feel like anything else, please hit the comments and let's start a discussion about this, because I am not a full-fledged actor. I think actors develop throughout their career, and any type of constructive feedback is greatly appreciated, honestly. Okay, so number 6, how will I get it? Well, according to my read of the text, it's by being honest and myself in front of the camera in the interview. What must I overcome to achieve my goal? And I think it's going to be that it's hard to be honest and vulnerable in front of the camera, in front of millions of people watching. And that is really, really important to know, because if you do not have an obstacle, the scene will lack tension. So that I struggle with being honest, with being vulnerable. Yeah, let's go with that. Now, going back to number 2, when I know about the character, I like to go back to the setting. Where am I and how will it affect me? Because if I don't know who I am, well, then I don't know why the circumstances really matter, according to me. So anyhow, where am I? I am in an interview situation. I am gonna say that I'm in a studio, and this is for a big TV show. So it's quite a lot of people, and that will probably affect how I feel in this situation, because this is my first big breakthrough. I believe it's not stated explicitly, but implied that this is the big breakthrough. So I'm probably not used to being in this setting yet. And I think that will affect the character quite a lot, actually. When is it? Well, it's present time, and I think it's like the shoot is probably during any normal day, any normal weekday, and this, or is it live? That is important. I think this is live. Now that's good. Okay, so this is a big interview situation for a huge movie that I made. It's a big breakthrough, and we're in a TV studio, and it's live at 8 p.m. and it's present time. Okay, that is better. That is good. Let's go with that. So there's a lot of pressure, like add something to this story. Nice. Yeah, that is it. We have explored, or I have explored the character and the setting, and now we're gonna get into work. What's the best thing about being rich and successful? Well, now that's a funny question. I'm not this. Well, I guess that I am now. So, okay. So the best thing about being rich, and well, you might expect me to say that the best thing about being rich is the fact that you can buy whatever you want, or go wherever you want to be. But the truth is, I do not feel rich, and it's not because I don't have a lot of money. I do have a lot of money. A crazy amount, really. But the fact is that I just now starting to realize that I'll probably never again have to worry about paying my bills. I'll probably never have to worry about my kids being provided for, my mom being provided for. Yeah. So I guess that's the best thing about being rich and successful, according to me at least. There we go. I hope you enjoyed that one. Well, I got 3 big takeaways from working with this monologue. Number 1, my camera's autofocus is only good while I'm centered. So I need to keep my frame centered while shooting. So sorry for the autofocus going off, but that's just how my camera works. I need to fix framing in post-production rather than while filming. Number 2, always do the best you can with what you have. Because many times I felt the need to stress things, but it's so much more worth it to take the time to actually do the character work instead of just half-assing it, because it gives you so much. While I was shooting this one, I could really feel like, okay, this take was good, but it wasn't really top-notch until I got to this last one where I felt like all the character work I did actually shined through in the character. So take your time while doing the work. Number 3, the obstacle in a scene is so important. I said this in the beginning while exploring the character, and that's when I realized that the obstacle is what gives the scene life. And I think this is mostly a takeaway for my own writing, because I'm writing these monologues, and if I can have a clear obstacle and a goal of the scene, I think it will be much easier to work with. So stay tuned for next week, where I will have a new monologue prepared for you guys to work with, and hopefully it will be even better than this one. See you around.